Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stay on the Line, a horror genre podcast hosted and created by me, your current Miss Rising Star 2022. And every week on this podcast, we talk about something horror genre related. I'm sometimes accompanied with our correspondent of the podcast. Make some noise for Zanny Ex.
Hello, hello, hello.
And for those who don't know, we have new episodes every Thursday. And this is season 2, bitch. We are into season 2. Zanny, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I just ate ice cream, so I feel cold. And I'm excited to see your beautiful face, because I haven't seen you in so long.
Someone behind me.
What?
I said it's someone behind me.
Why? Can I not be excited to see you?
No, you said, because I wanted to see your beautiful face, and I was like, is someone behind me? What have you been up to during our little break?
Lots of drag. No sleeping. I'm sober now. That's fun. No more alcohols. Well, I don't know if you can count sober because I do smoke weed. I smoke.
Yeah, I don't think that they call that being California sober.
There's no alcohol going into my body. So yeah.
What are you looking forward to for season 2
of this podcast?
Yes.
Or just season 2 of life? I was just checking.
Well, we don't get a season 2 of life unless you believe in reincarnation. Then that's different. But.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to talking about more little spooky, oopy horror things with you. I'm excited. My tongue is blue because I just ate a slushie.
Yeah, is that the Smurf's name, Slushie?
Oh, what a funny joke. You're a comedian. Wins Miss Rising Star and thinks she can make jokes, mama.
I did a talent that won Best Talent, mama, and it was a comedy one, mama. So yeah, what else are you wanting out of season 2? To actually be available to record, or...
Yeah, having a little bit more availability and just spending time with you. If I'm not getting hate crime by you, I'm not living my life.
Zanny, what are we doing today?
Question and answers. Is it true or not true that you are a dumb bitch?
I'm just an actual bitch, according to the messages I get. I will say that we got questions from Instagram. We got questions from the fans from Instagram and on Twitter. And I asked you something. What did I ask you? Hard-hitting questions. Q&A for season 2 of Stay on the Line. Send me your questions here. We're going to start off with some Instagram questions. I think I sent you them. So, did you want to... Oh, okay. Don't read those 2 at the top.
Now I'm going to read them specifically.
No, that person is kind of crazy. Don't.
Oh! This person dragged you for filth! I read them backwards, but I just realized the shade they were throwing.
Girl, you need to do what I do and just not open people's messages.
Yeah, that is sassy. I am living for the confidence. Okay, well, am I asking you this question? What's the one horror movie that you could only watch once?
And that is from?
That is from Serafina Amor.
We know Serafina.
Yeah, I love me some Serafina.
Period. All the way from Jackson, Mississippi, not to dox you.
Mississippi?
Thank you so much for your question, Serafina. So, Zanny, what's the one horror movie that you could only watch once?
Honestly, Midsommar. I watched it one time and I will never watch it again.
Honestly, same.
It was beautiful. It was inspirational. It was iconic. I loved it. But I have a very active imagination, so when I see certain visuals, they stay in my mind for a very long time, and those visuals did not leave my noggin for like 2 months, and I will never do that to myself again.
Well, honestly, I didn't like the movie, so that's why I'd only watch it once. I didn't like the movie. I wasn't really... I liked the scenery and the shots was really good, but the plot, I kind of was just like, I don't care.
Yeah, the plot also was all over the place. Cinematography, 10 out of 10.
Like, when I first saw this question, I'm not just piggybacking off of you. I literally was just like, Midsommar. Like, if I thought of a popular movie where I'm like, fine, never seeing again, it would be Midsommar. Like, I would at least watch Hereditary one more time, even though it's pretty traumatic, but Midsommar is just too long for me, and I don't care that much. Sorry. So, next question from Instagram is from Drunk Tex from Pensacola, Florida. Shout out to Drunk Tex. They are a sickening makeup artist, but everyone follows them. You don't need me to tell you that. They said, what horror cliches are you tired of seeing? I personally, I'm tired of the... Let me break it down for you, kind of backstory, where that's just like not casual, or the standard group of friends get together and one of them, they're all picked off one by one, and then there's one final girl left. I'm like, let's change it up. Like, I feel like Evil Dead changed it up. So the Evil Dead 2013 remake. But what are some horror cliches you're tired of seeing?
I'm tired of seeing like non-human creatures, like just humans surviving. Like the killer themselves, or the horror movie person who's like is a literal human surviving like outcomes that there's no way, shape, or form they could survive. You know, like you watch all these movies and they've been like hit by a car, fallen from like a 3-story building, like drowned in a lake, and then at the end of the movie they're still like, you know,
like the villain.
Yeah, and you're like, girl, come on. No, there's that, and then also I'm tired of like the narrative arc that like these villains have gone through something traumatic to justify why they're a bad person. Like, I'm like, it'd be really cute to just have, like, a movie where the person's just like, I'm a horrible human being because I want everyone.
Literally.
Not because they're like, well, when I was 7, I was bullied so much that that's why I kill everyone that wears the color pink.
Oh, I would say another cliche I'm tired of is, like, white family being haunted in a house. I'm like, we get it. They all die in the end. They either all live in the end or they all die in the end. There's no in-between for those movies.
Who were your initial inspirations for your drag? And that is by Brunkel Boxtop.
Brunkel, they are an artist here in Pensacola. I think they live in Pensacola. I don't know if you live in Gulf Breeze. And they did a little art for me, and it was cool. It was like the rising star, and it was like me as a tarot card.
I love that. Also, I love their Instagram name, like Brunkel Boxtop.
Who were your initial inspirations for your drag?
That is a really good question. I don't know. I mean, I would not be doing drag if it was not for the Kansas City drag scene in general. You know, way back in the baby years, I just turned 21. I just gotten out of a really serious relationship. So I went to a gay bar. I had no idea what drag really was. I did not understand it. Like, I didn't know it was like an actual thing. And it happened to be a drag show. One of my best friends, Richie Joel, was performing at the time, and it was Richie Joel, Boris to Death, Genoa Stanwyck, Veronica, Vixen, one or two other people, and they, you know, did the show, whatever, and I was like, I want to do this. This is magical. So then I moved back south, you know, a month later, and ran into our good Judy of a Judy, a lot of wood, and I was like, I want to do drag, and they were like, no, everyone thinks they can do drag, and I was like, well, I'm going to do it. So then I started doing it, and I was like, will you be my drag mom? And she was like, no.
I kind of like gave you the same thing, except you were like, Terrah, can I be your drag mom? And I said, no.
Yeah. You were crying while I was helping you glue your eyebrows down.
I was crying, probably.
Your brows were lifting, and you're like, I don't know what to do. And I was like trying to help you, and I was like, let me be your drag mother, baby. I looked like a busted, you know, I was nowhere near. my brows were also coming up.
Bitch, your brows were like the fucking computer from Cyber Chase. You were like, hello.
Be like, I can help you. But as for now, I would say Dahlia Black is a really good inspiration. I love them. And Walk of Shame Black.
You're biased because you were just in a show with them. You're biased.
You're biased. No, I love Dahlia. And then I would say just some makeup artists. Yeah, well then we're fine. Yeah, there's my, tell me yours.
Honestly, Dragula season 1, when like a lot of those entertainers on there were my biggest inspirations, because I started watching Dragula, I think in late 2017, or the first time I performed was in early 2018. The only access I really had was either Untucked on YouTube or the whole season of Dragula on YouTube. So I found that, and I was like, I love Vander Van Odd. They're like my favorite drag queen, and I wanted to be like them so badly because of they're so talented. And they said that they sold all their own stuff, so I was like, I'm gonna do the fucking same thing. Or maybe I watched the show I think in early 2017. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'd say Vander Van Odd and like Xochi Mochi and even Loris inspired me. But anyways,
kind of monster.
I'm gonna read our next question from the Lily's Zach. This is my friend Zach. Zach, friend of the pod, always listening to the podcast. Shout out to Zach. Zach said, have you heard of the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie? I have heard of it. It looks terrifying. Like,
Looks insane.
Just how Winnie the Pooh looks, I'm like, this is terrifying, and I'm absolutely probably going to watch that movie. Have you heard of it? I sent it to you.
And I think I saw the image, or I saw like a GIF playing, or a GIF playing, whatever you want to say, and it freaked me out, so I've not watched the trailer by any means.
Is the trailer out? I don't think an actual trailer is out.
I don't know if it's like an actual trailer, or if it was just like a dumb little video thing or something, but from what I saw, I was like, this is wild. But it also makes you wonder, like, what else is coming, because I know Winnie the Pooh just reached public domain, and I think Mickey Mouse is right around the corner, like literally next year. So I'm like, is this a trend that we're going to be seeing?
I don't think Mickey Mouse is for public domain.
One of them is. I think
Winnie the Pooh is. Oh God, I hate that. He just looks terrifying.
Yeah.
He looks like a murderer. Not a fan.
Makes my skin crawl.
But I will watch that movie. It just don't look right.
Okay, so this is from Pobre Diabla.
I think it's Pobre.
And they said, which genre...
That's also friend of the pod. Also friend of the pod.
Also friend of the pod.
Huge supporter.
They said, which genre do you think you could survive? Zombies, slasher, haunting, etc. I would like to preface this question statement with the combative thought process. Who says I want to survive?
You don't even want to survive regular life.
I was like, I don't even want to be living in this world currently. If you're telling me that there's a zombie outbreak or a haunted demon in my home or a horror slasher person, that's a free ride. That's a free way out of here. That's a one-way ticket to a place that I would rather be at.
So you would survive none of them?
I would not. I mean, I feel like, okay, so this is me though, because 50% of my brain is like, girl, that's the way out. But then I'm also a double Aries and I'm super competitive. So I feel like then the other part will also kick in. What?
Oh, you want to kill me? Mama, I want to kill you first.
I want to kill you first, baby. Oh, also, really dumb fun fact. When I was a kid, though, I was terrified of somebody sneaking into my home trying to kill me. And I fully had, like, internalized the monologue, what I would say if that was to present itself. And I fully was ready to turn on my family. I was ready to be like, I'll kill them for you. Just let me live. I'll kill everyone.
All right, that was the podcast. Thank you so much, Zanny, for being on this episode. I'll text you the next time I want to collab.
Yeah, your people will get in charge of my people.
Yeah.
I was just ready to live. I was like, I will do whatever it takes. I told myself I was gonna sit in bed like this, hands pursed, just waiting, and be like, I've been waiting for you. I want to join your team.
Bitch, you sound like the fanfics on like One Direction. In the world of The Purge. You know that's a thing.
No.
There's so many One Direction fanfics of them in the universe of The Purge.
I love crossover episodes.
The Sweet Life on That's So Sweet Life of Miley
That's
Cyrus
So Sweet Life on One Direction with The Purge with Raven Simone.
That's So Seed of Chucky One Direction. One Direction is heading into The Purge. Halloween.
One Direction headed straight towards Elm Street.
Yeah, like some fucking dumb shit like that. Would I survive? Probably a slasher. Because I will hide and watch someone get murdered and just be hiding. Because I'm like, girl, I'm not about to give myself away. Or a haunting. Bitch, a haunting? Move. Now, it depends. Am I being haunted or is the place I'm living in being haunted? Because if the place I'm living in that I just moved in is haunted, I don't need to unpack everything. I can move.
So. Said, baby, you can keep the furniture. I'm going to just go.
Yeah, slasher would have to depend. If it's Michael Myers, I'm probably going to die. If it's Jason, I'm going to die. But if it's the old people from X, I'm winning. I'm snapping those bitches like fucking twigs. Fuck them hoes.
If it's the Blair Witch,
you're
getting her autograph.
Mama, you're gone.
This is by Evelysis.
Evil Eli's 420?
Evil Eli's 420. They said, Hereditary versus Midsommar. I like Hereditary better. I like the storyline better. I like the visuals a little bit better. Midsommar, again, was a beautiful movie, but it was too much for me. It was a little sensory overload.
Sensory overload, that's what it is. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Yeah, same. Hereditary is shocking and scary, and Midsommar, I was just
you're like always trying to be me.
I thought Midsommar, I was like, all right, girl, let's keep it going. I get it.
Yeah.
I know I understand why people love Midsommar. It's just not for me. I like Hereditary a little bit more. Even though Hereditary I think is a little too much, like Rosemary's Baby, but it is what it is. I'm not going to give credit to Roman Polanski because Rosemary's Baby was a book before. So, also thank you so much. I think it's Ellis. Is your name Ellis? I know we're friends on Twitter. Alice, you let me know. All right, Zanny, we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to be taking more of your questions, putting them up our butt.
Putting them up. She shoved a whole bag of questions up her ass.
And it's been 1 week, and I ain't seen them since.
It's been, me going to the doctor. Me actually going to the doctor last week because I have bowel problems, being like, I did shove a whole bag of questions up dear.
What the fuck? Hello? I answered the phone. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
What color shirt are you wearing right now?
I would have to say January 2nd.
That's not what I asked you.
Well, Grandma's not home right now, so.
Oh, are you home alone right now?
No, I have a roommate.
Oh, are you guys getting along? I mean, are you guys friendly and stuff? I know roommates can be sometimes a tough situation. Because if you don't like each other and then you have to live together for, like, me and my roommate, we don't talk anymore. Because they were like, you need to stop killing people. And I was like, you're telling me how to cope with my trauma, you know?
No, like, I totally understand. Like, my old roommate was Jeffrey Dahmer, so I'm like,
oh my god, Jeffrey Dahmer. We used to go
Yeah, I hate him.
Okay.
He was kind of fake. Who is this?
It was Jeffrey Dahmer. Have a good day.
Oh, that was kind of...
Welcome back.
Anyways, fuck Jeffrey Dahmer, and welcome back to the podcast where we are answering your questions you sent in. And they're not about Jeffrey Dahmer.
No.
But we're going to move on to Jenna Mara, or Gina. Oh, is it Gina or Jenna? Oh my god. The bad thing is, like, being mutuals with people is you never know how to say their fucking names. They said, if you had to pick a final girl to team up with for the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, who are you picking and why? So, in the sense that you are going to not kill yourself during the zombie apocalypse, which final girl would you like to team up with?
Little Miss Laurie Strode. What about you?
Do you want to give any explanation behind that, or you just want to be like this?
I just trust the bitch. She's been in Halloween how many times, you know?
How many times has she died in Halloween?
I think the point of being a final girl was you don't die.
She has died in Halloween. Have you watched all the movies, Tamar?
No, I literally just googled final girl and I named the first one.
Oh my god. Do you watch horror fucking movies?
I do, but I don't.
Punk, you fucking dweeb poser.
I'm a fake
bitch.
fan.
You're a fake fan.
I don't watch them enough to know the background of, like, I was like, what classifies as a final girl? Obviously,
a final girl
stays alive.
Oh my god, I can't believe I had to describe this on this podcast.
I was joking. A final girl is the girl that lives at the end of the movie. She's the last survivor. I know what a final girl is.
But she had a final girl has like characteristics. Like they're usually like the virgin. They're like not necessarily the popular girl, but they're not necessarily the loser all the time. They're kind of like the middle between, and they have likable characteristics for the most part.
Would you count Carrie as a final girl?
She dies.
So does Laurie.
But Laurie's technically alive again because that was in a separate universe before they wrote it all off.
Oh, I forgot that they do that dumb little, yeah. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, without a doubt. She hunts monsters for a career, correct?
But is she a final girl? I think she's just a character.
I would count her as a final girl.
A final girl means like you are the last one standing. All of your friends.
Well, then who was your? I feel like Buffy Vampire would be the last little bitch going.
My favorite final girl that I would want in a zombie apocalypse would probably be, I think her name is Tina from one of the Friday the 13th movies because she has telekinesis. And like, girl, like, we're good.
That's
either her or Sidney Prescott, because Sidney Prescott has been terrorized by Ghostface for like 4 decades, and that bitch is still pressing on. So,
what about the children from Stranger Things? Would they count as like final girl energy?
No, because they're all surviving. It's that's a final group, Mimi.
Yeah, they're my final group.
Yeah,
that's the group I want to join.
Would you want a bunch of children with you during a zombie apocalypse, though?
You know, not really. I think I would probably off myself or get really annoyed within like 3 minutes.
I said you can't kill yourself for this answer. All right, so yeah, that's my solution. Tina from Friday the 13th because she has telekinetic powers, or Sydney Prescott, or Nancy Thompson from Nightmare on Elm Street. Even though she dies in the third one, she at least survived the first one. Well, Zandria, would you like to read the next question?
Are there any upcoming... This is from Sleep Ninja. Their ad is The Sleep Ninja. Are there any upcoming horror titles that have caught your eye?
Nope. I would like to see Nope with Keke Palmer. Oh my god, I recently watched this movie called Head Count, which I was just like on Shudder and I was like looking at movies and I just put it on and it started off so good, but then it kind of like lost itself at the end. But if you want like a creepypasta kind of ish movie, then I would watch that. That's Head Count, and that's on Shudder. Scream 6 probably, even though I haven't seen Scream 5 yet. No spoilers, please. Thank you. I know I personally, I am excited for the Winnie the Pooh horror remake, obviously. Oh, because mama, when I see that, if I see Winnie, I'm going to start pooping, okay? Okay?
If I see Winnie, baby, I'm pooping.
Oh, he's Winnie, and baby, I'm the poo.
Actually, it's oh, honey, if I see Winnie, I'm pooping. Controversial, I don't know. I count this as a horror aspect, but I'm very excited to see what they do with Stranger Things. The way that I'm so excited for that, I cannot wait. I am so excited for the direction that this is going, and I think this is the first time that the series itself has really classified as like horror.
Do you really think that? Because a lot of people have been saying that. They're like, wow, Stranger Things is actually like scary. I was like, but the whole first season was supposed to be scary. It's just they focused too much on like being too comedy focused for season 2, and then season 3 got a little bit better.
Yeah, but season 4 is like, there was a scene, spoiler alert, there was a scene when homegirl Nancy is like in the pool that Barb dies in, and she has because basically this monster is hunting people through insecurities and fears, and so you see Nancy again, and all these weird tentacles are all over her body, whatever, it's very creepy, it's uncomfortable, but then like all of the drains just start releasing just blood, and it starts filling the pool that she's in. The only thing that made me mad visually is she climbs out of the pool, really quickly to not be touched by it or whatever, and then she gets lifted and then she like goes to a different dimension or whatever, and it's like the next part. I wish she would have climbed to the top of the ladder, and then the tentacles would have wrapped around her and yanked her into the blood, and then she would have fell through the blood and then would have traveled to the next dimension. I thought that would have been such a cool visual that was
so you think you're cool. You think you can work for Stranger Things.
That's what I'm saying.
The only thing strange about you is got you.
There's a lot of things strange about me, baby.
Yeah, like that bump on your butthole.
First of all, it's 3 bumps.
It's Orion's belt.
Anyways, the other thing that I'm very excited about is the Midnight Club. So I'm very excited just because it's made by the same people who've done Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor. And it's going to be like a TV series, I believe. And it's taking based off of a book, if I'm correct.
I think so, because I think The Haunting of Bly Manor, or whatever it's called, is based off of a book.
Yeah. It says the 10-episode series revolves around a hospice called Rotterdam House, where terminally... What'd you say?
You said resolves around. It's revolves.
Revolves around a hospice called Rotterdam House, where terminally ill teens go to die. They meet secretly each night at midnight, and the 8 patients become known as the Midnight Club, meeting to tell sinister stories and looking for supernatural signs from the beyond.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I was doing Goosebumps.
So yeah, I'm very excited for that.
Work. Oh, apparently there's going to be an Evil Dead sequel. I want to see what that's about. And yeah, I will move on to our next question. Kitten Tiramisu. They said, what is one horror icon that you relate to the most? So Zanny.
My favorite, I'm wearing her shirt, Little Miss Carrie. But Little Miss Carrie, because she is misunderstood, she gets bullied a lot in high school. She's also from like a religious background. And she just takes all this hate that she has internalized, and then she lashes it out onto the people that have done it to her.
She said, this is me, what?
This is me, what?
Yeah, burns the whole fucking town down. Well, I would have to say, what is one horror icon that I relate to the most? Chucky, because I feel like I'm just like trapped in the body and I'm not who I should be. I don't know who I would relate to the most. That's like such a hard question.
You give me very Jigsaw vibes.
Why?
Because you're like, do you want to play a game? You're just like a...
No, bitch, that's you. You literally, before we got on this call, you're like, can we play games together and game?
Me being Jigsaw through Roblox.
You're literally
I just coax people to play Roblox, and then I hack their webcams and murder them through sound waves.
You know what? If I were related to a horror movie villain, I'd probably say Leatherface, because he's just a someone that just is minding their own business, and then people barge into his home unannounced, and he just wants to sew. He loves to sew and put makeup on. That's literally me.
And like your face do be looking a little leathery lately, so
I know some balding bitch ain't talking to me like that.
I have a full head of hair.
Show us your haircut. You look like someone's dad. You look like your dad.
You take that back really quickly.
Did somebody say chocolate? And that does conclude our Q&A, so thank you to everyone.
There's another question.
We already answered that question.
Well, we didn't answer when Aqua wasn't here. She deserves a shout out, baby.
Aqua Jet Xerxes, who, fun story about Aqua, they were on the podcast. They were like, oh my god, look. And you know how Spotify Rap will be like, your top podcast, right? Mm-hmm. And it said stay on the line. She didn't crop it, because underneath that, it was like, you have listened to 4 minutes of this podcast. 4 minutes.
You have listened to 4 minutes of this. She said, look at me being a podcast girly. I've listened to 3 hours and 52 minutes.
Oh, wow. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Do you listen? I was like, do you listen to the podcast after you upload them?
Oh, sometimes, if I have like a really good time. So like, I haven't listened to your... No, I'm no, some of ours are funny. I will say we were just so angry during Dracula.
The way that I regret that's such a fever dream, and I think back on it, and I'm like, the way that I really was just mad.
We were too mean. We were mean and angry for no reason.
And now I'm like, I'm meeting them, and I'm like, you're so beautiful. I love you so much. I've said nothing negative about you ever.
Like Hoso, I probably talked about this on the podcast. It's been a while, but Hoso, Terrah followed me, was like, I love the podcast, girl. And I was like, oh my god. I praised Hoso, but I've also shit talked, like, I was like, I didn't like this outfit. But, I'm being honest, but maybe it was just a little too much. Because, like I said, or like you said, you're starting to meet these people, and you're like, hey, hi.
Hi. It's so good.
Do you have a question for me? I don't know what you were going to ask.
Yeah, when are you going to stop looking so ugly and scary all the time? That was the sound of her dropping her crown.
I forgot it. You know what? Let's put the crown back up here. I'm gonna fucking do it, bitch.
Terrah, do it. Do it. Wait. Don't move. Hold on.
I can't. Headphones on. For those who don't watch, I grabbed a knife and stabbed my neck with it. Okay. It's okay. It's not a real knife. Oh, you got... Is that a real one? Oh, yours is real.
No, it's not.
But you put that behind you. Oh my god, it looks real. Oh my god.
Do you want to hear a funny story about this? So I did a number.
Okay, Zanny had a knife in her neck too, so we would be the same, but it's not real. Yeah, finish your story.
Okay, so I did a number with this fake knife prop, right? Basically, for the viewers that are listening, when you push down on the blade, it goes in, and it's not sharp at all.
I need to put mine down because I'm like...
Yeah, so I bought a pack of 6, and I gave Tristan 2 of them just in case one broke or it wasn't working before the number. This is in a competition I was in. And so I'm like doing my number with this fake knife, being really sensual, like, grabbing it across my face, like putting it in my mouth, like, and they're all like, oh my god, this is so creepy, this is so camp, this is so horror. It cuts to Tristan, front row, literally just like like doing like using the prop and using the gag, just like with the backup one. So I'm like literally being like, look at me use this knife, and Tristan's front row being like, this knife is fake.
Zanny,
hello.
Thank you so much for being on this podcast. We just did a lovely Q&A. If you would like to ask us more questions or let us know who or what you want to see on the podcast, let me and Zanny know. But Zanny, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Zanny.ex. You can also find me on Twitter at just Zanny Ex.
It's down over
And
there.
you can find me on Facebook, but I probably will not add you because I've reached my friend limit. So.
Aw, yeah, friends?
Ironically, no.
I don't, bitch. I don't.
Actually, now I play like the roulette where like when I see someone friend request me that I really like, I'm like, let me scroll through and find someone that I don't like, and it's actually really easy.
Who's gonna get the cut?
Who's gonna get the cut today, baby? And it's always like Diane from Milwaukee, who's like 48, who has like 7 pictures of her cats, and I'm like, sorry, Diane.
You're not like, I don't know if I've ever met you. Sorry. And I'm Terrah Card. That's TerrahCard, and you can find me under most platforms under that name. You can find this podcast on Twitter at Stay on the Line TC, on Instagram Stay on the Line Podcast, and on Facebook Stay on the Line. We have new episodes every Thursday, and yeah, you can also join our Patreon, where I have some vlogs that are up there. You're gonna get the video edition of the podcast and other things. Zanny, do you have anything else to lead off on?
No, I'm just glad that I did this with you. I miss you. And I'm excited for season 2, baby!
Until next time, I'm Terrah Card.
And I'm Zanisha X.
And make sure you stay on the line. Bye! And you